WWF Smackdown.
I'm Jim Ross. Don't know why I said that. It's not even
not
true.
Jim Ross. I am Marilyn Manson, and I am singing "The Beautiful People." What a fucking song!
Yeah, it's all relative to the size of your steeple. Like I've always said that.
It's one of your sort of key sort of mottos, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Yeah, it's just a thing I like to say all the time. You know, it's yeah, definitely.
If we talked about the whispering, do you like the whispering version of the song?
I don't really. Like it's fine. It's still got the kind of badass chorus, but a lot is taken out of it when it's like, and I don't want you, and I don't need you. Shut the fuck! What the fuck are you whispering for?
What I don't like about it, it's another example of wrestling being behind the times because that song came out in 1996.
Is the Beautiful People from 96?
Yeah, it's from the Antichrist Superstar album, which is a fucking banger. Absolute peak Manson. And I'm just like, do people in the back go, yeah, let's look at what's currently in the charts, and accidentally hit the fucking time machine and go, yeah, what's in the charts in 96?
That is fucking crazy.
Yeah, to be fair though, the vibe of the song isn't 90s. Doesn't have a 90s vibe.
Nah, like, and that
maybe
song
late
was
90s.
in terms of like Kerrang, like that song was over at that time, and by over I mean the wrestling way.
Yeah. It was cheered whenever it came on. There was visible positivity, but yeah, I do like the intro in terms of the Titantron. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's a pretty chill one, pretty intense. So we're opening up with Cole and Lawler. So is this the first time we've had Cole on commentary?
Yes, it is, because we spoke about him in the Vengeance episode. I think we spoke about him at length, really, and what we think about him and things like that. But we have never actually had to deal with his commentary, so that's a thing that we have to look forward to in this episode.
So at the time, I thought it was weird that was him and Lawler. But if you think about it now, they've been working together. They don't work together as of right now, but they've been working together for fucking ages.
Yeah, they were the Smackdown team.
Yeah, the original team, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Taz came in, but then Taz left again because he was teaming up with Spike at this time.
Everything was off the chain or off the hook.
Off the hook, off the chain,
Man,
soup
off
bones.
the chain.
Yeah, he used to call him soup bones whenever he threw punches, and he used to call when Undertaker did the the pre-choke slam choke. He used to call it a goozle.
Wow.
He's got a goozle, JR. Weird word to use, goozle.
Taz is weird, like, isn't he? He's just weird.
He's an odd cat. You know,
Yeah.
he's definitely one of the people you'd call a cat, and I don't call anyone else a cat. He's definitely a cat. He's definitely like himself. You know what I mean?
That's very true. Yeah, he's definitely a cat as well. You're right. He's a cool cat. He's like an odd guy, but he's a cool cat. He's he's weird, but he's a cool cat. I bet people have said that about him.
I bet, because he had a corporate sort of announcing job, but he never stopped looking like himself.
He never took his sunglasses off when he was indoors.
Oh, dude, he did it for the serious angles.
Oh yeah, true, yeah.
When fucking that one-legged guy, what's his name?
Zach Gowen.
Yeah, Zach Gowen got destroyed by Lesnar. That match is fucking horrible, to be fair. That's an absolute bloodbath.
I have a friend who genuinely thinks that's real. Like, that's real. That really happened. Like, Lesnar actually took it too far and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that was fucked. That was during the SmackDown era of let's just smash the... It sounds bad. Let's just smash the little guys. Because there's one match between your boy Rey Mysterio... I knew it. It's Mysterio and Big Show, and at the end of the match, so Mysterio takes like a massive choke slam, and they do the stretcher job, and Big Show picks him up on the stretcher, and I don't know if you've seen this, he swings him at the ring post like a fucking baseball bat.
Jesus.
And the dude was legitimately knocked out.
Wow, really?
Yeah, just do the stretcher job. There's no need to do
right.
Like, I'll if I find the clip on YouTube, I'll link it to you, and I'll probably link it on the description or something for everyone else to see it, because this is amazing. He literally picks him up off the stretcher, the big orange one, and he just swings him, and he falls face first because he has no fucking way to put his arms up.
Yeah.
Because he's stretchered.
In a stretcher, yeah. Jesus.
Yeah. It's fucking horrible. And that was like one of the, you know how it is every couple of months they go, Big Show's not relevant. That was one of the, let's just kill Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. Let's have him murder a man.
Yeah. That'll get him over. It's like, Mysterio is a fucking merch machine, so probably not the best idea. But anyways, enough about Mysterio. So we're opening. Anything to say about Lawler and Cole, or?
No, but I just wanted to go back to Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
20 minutes later, and that's why I'm not happy.
I fucking hate him.
No, I do have something to say about Cole later on in a couple of matches' time, but nothing in the interim that's pressing, other than the fact that I think he is kind of garbage around this time.
Yeah, he's an odd. He looks like a rat at this point.
Did you ever see what Dave Meltzer said? I think I might have even told you this before, but when Cole first joined in the like 90s, and he had his first job as an announcer, Meltzer reviewed it and said it was obvious to everyone that this man knows nothing about wrestling.
He also doesn't know a lot of. I feel like I've said this one before. My most sort of point of anger about. I mean, there's plenty of points about Michael Cole's announcing that can get on your nerves, but the one that
I know what this is.
Fucking pound and ground.
Oh, I thought it was going to be chairs and stairs.
There's chairs and stairs, but there's one that I've noticed because I've been watching a few Smackdowns from the 2003 era, and he says pound and ground. So let's look at that sequence. Why would you punch the guy and then just ground him? You have no reason to ground him. You've already punched him. You've already done your fucking point. He's like, because I saw him mentioning Cena and Angle, and he's like, oh, John Cena with that pound and ground style. So what, he punches you first, and then he just, pins you in the ground?
Nah, you're mistaken it, fam. You're just not cool with the street slang. So, by pound, he means out-rap them in a battle. And by ground, he means properly bury them with his words. John Cena's a wordsmith, you see.
So he fist bumps you, and then he humbles you to the ground.
What he does is he does some word life.
Basic thugonomics.
Basic thugonomics.
He's got a PhD.
He sure fucking does.
Yeah, so here comes Kurt Mangold.
Well, Triple H... Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, there is an announcement about Triple H.
Oh, yeah, of course. The video package, yes.
Yeah, and then Cole and Lawler muse over the potential announcement Triple H is going to make. But one thing we know is that he's coming to the ring, and he's got something to say. What we expect it to be, and what we're fairly sure it's going to be, is that he's pulling out of the main event because he tore his quad again after being hit with a sledgehammer, because that's how physics works. So yeah, Triple H is going to be out of the main event at WrestleMania, presumably. Will that actually happen? Keep listening and find out.
I hope so. I mean, it's just too much denim.
It's a lot of denim, that's true.
Yeah. Don't fucking come in with your denim and expect not to have your quad smashed.
You motherfucker, you.
You fucking denim, you.
You denim bastard. I swear if you come in here in that denim, I'ma fuck you up. I don't know who that was an impression of.
Taz.
That's not how he sounds.
It's Taz. It is Taz. Taz hates denim. Let's get that one trending.
Yeah.
Hashtag Taz hates denim. And he sees it and he's like, what the fuck?
Now that I think about it, Cole, I do hate denim.
It's off the chain, denim.
Oh man, we're so bad at doing impressions of Taz.
I need to work on my general impressions anyways. I feel like my JR one is just insert Southern man.
I love our Hardy Boys impression from the Vengeance episode.
Later, you gotta stay out of this match. It's like, these guys are like the hickest of the hicks.
Yeah.
Brother Matt, you've been pushing me too much.
Look what you've gone done to Lita.
You gone and hurt Lita.
Oh,
why?
God.
Why would you do that?
We're sorry to the Deep South.
Yeah, I love you, Matt.
Yeah.
Broken Matt Hardy, always and forever.
Yes, until the day.
And Brother Nero. Brother Nero's decent as well.
As a man who has the term Nero in his name, I gotta say, big fan of Brother Nero.
Yeah, can you pronounce the name of his band? It's like Peroxygen.
It's probably...
That's off the top of my head.
Is that one of the painkillers that he was addicted to? I definitely shouldn't have said that. Let's move on with the show. So
Oxycontin Hardy. Yeah. Let's get on the show. I mean,
what an opening match, by the way.
Oh, yes. So we have Kurt Angle versus 420, RVD.
Yeah. Kurt Angle of Olympic medal fame, RVD, who likes weed.
Yeah, RVD. One of the most athletic human beings who has ever smoked weed. As him and Phelps, really.
Pretty much,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. What I liked about this is like a weird thing that I noticed, but like they both have singlets, but they look completely different.
That is so weird. I never even thought of that before.
Like,
yeah, RVD has like an underlayer thing as well going on, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this has been another episode of WWP fashion. Keep it going, because we attacked the man's denim, attacked the man... Nah, I'm joking. And Kurt Angle usually wears America.
I wonder why that is.
I think...
Has he ever come out and confirmed why he does that?
He's from Iran, I can tell you that now. And, yeah, that's the weird bit. What a kiss ass. But no, so... there's a really good back and forth at the beginning. Yeah. Angle goes for like a fireman's carry, and RVD lands on his feet, which I thought was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of cool like reversal spots. These guys didn't seem to give a fuck that WrestleMania's on the weekend.
No, they did not. But it was a short match, so I guess.
Did you hear when RVD threw Kurt Angle onto the floor and the splat?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that looked horrific.
What about RVD taking the German suplex and he just jackknifed like a fucking truck?
He jackknifes himself.
Yeah.
Which is like the weird, because he does that whenever he takes DDTs as well. He lands right on his head. I've never seen anyone take the move like that. It's very impressive.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, he's the entire match, just the educated feat, as it were, versus the technical prowess was just really good. And RVD dodging angles, grappling attempts with like really high energy spots, like you were saying. Like this is like, for all intents and purposes, the day before WrestleMania, and these guys they're going like completely at it, and it's absolutely awesome. Yeah, RVD is. Just when it comes to selling, he's got the educated feet, but he's got a very unique sort of body movements when it comes to selling, and that's something that's quite underrated, I think.
Yeah, stands out a lot as well. I always like seeing RVD in matches, but RVD is one of those that obviously he never has a lot of storyline because they never flesh out his character.
Yeah.
Even though he's a fucking great heel, like if anyone hasn't seen this, go watch his shit in ECW as a heel, promo-wise. I mean, he's just basically a cockier version of himself. He's a cocky dude as it is, but it got a lot of heat, which I thought was amazing.
I think that's kind of a point against RVD though. I think take CM Punk, right? Obviously he's one of the greatest of all time, so like it's kind of maybe some might see it as an unfair comparison, but CM Punk has, for every persona or every like version of CM Punk, he has a slightly different look. Like he's got the Hugh Jackman Wolverine like sideburns before he left. Heel CM Punk had like a full kind of beard type, a beard goatee type deal. Obviously he used to have long hair when he was in the Straight Edge Society and things like that.
Jesus look, yeah.
Yeah, like his thing is that he's straight edge, and that can be his heel thing or his face thing, and it can be like a morally pure thing, or else it can be a self-righteous, over egotistical thing.
Yeah.
RVD,
I'm better than you, sort of thing.
Exactly, yeah. But RVD doesn't change his appearance at all. Like, the dude's been wearing the yin-yang singlet for, like, fucking, I don't know, 20 years, probably. He's never changed that. He's never even grown a beard or done anything with his hair. Like, not that those things matter, but I kind of feel like that's why in WWF he was never properly pushed to the level of, like, world champion. I know he was with ECW, but, like, come on.
Yeah,
I know he won the Money
He was still
in the
at the main event. He wasn't the marquee guy.
Yeah,
he was like, if you go back to his title reign, obviously before he got busted with weed, with Sabu, you look at it, he was like fourth on the card. Cena was still main eventing, or DX at the time after reuniting with Sterling main eventing. So it was one of those things where he got given the ball, but it was too the cliche. It was just like a little bit, not
Yeah,
fully.
and it's definitely not a popular opinion amongst wrestling fans. Like, I feel like people are definitely gonna feel a little bit like when they hear me say that. But like, it's true. Like, he has not done anything with his character in 20 years. Like that.
No,
Like
and
that's he's a guy who, like, he has some really over moves because of his in ring ability. But like, nothing changed. I don't feel it's fair for people to say, oh, John Cena never changes anything, same moves every match, blah 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 blah. When the exact same thing is ultimately true of RVD. RVD undoubtedly had better in ring charisma, and like, I won't deny anything like that. Like, he's technically better, no doubt. But like, you look at the overall character, the overall ability to sell the brand as a whole to the people that include brand new fans who have no idea what wrestling is, and they're not going to appreciate how technically gifted one is over the other. Like, RVD has never changed, and that's a strike against him, unfortunately.
that's the same with Shawn Michaels or Brett.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Brett looked the same in WWF in like '86 as he did in '97. I think he wore like blue and black, whatever, and then he changed it to pink with Jim Neidhart. And it's the same with Shawn. Like, even to his retirement, he did that same sequence where he would do the kip up, the forearm, the kip up, the reverse atomic drop, the stupid punches, those sorts of punches, the elbow, the sweet chin music. But the thing is, he had so much charisma while he did it that you get lost in it and you overlook it. And obviously put him over like fuck the commentators as well. So it was like, it's weird because with RVD, you kind of always put it, I suppose this is the thing you're saying, kind of like the argument for RVD is always like, oh, they're holding him down.
Exactly. Yeah.
As opposed to he is not rising himself up in terms of everything but the wrestling. He's very wrestling oriented, which is fine. But at this point, I think if RVD was around now, he might get a bit more of a push.
He would. I reckon he would. Yeah.
Because ring talent, I think, is valued differently, and people look at things like that a little bit more. Back then, from the second they laid eyes on him, they were like, this guy can't cut a promo. And maybe he can cut a promo, but I think having an easygoing personality maybe shows lack of drive, which I don't think is true at all. But
yeah, exactly. It's not
from a Vince point of view, I guess.
Yeah, or even like a Stephanie point of view, because he's said stuff about Stephanie before, how she threw shade at him for smoking weed and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, it is true that he just behaves like a stoner, like a complete stereotypical stoner. And I think like the comparison to HBK is very apt. Like, it's definitely an apt comparison. But HBK's promos are infinitely better than RVD's, whether heel or face. And I think that's a key difference too. HBK's ability to work a crowd is better than RVD's. I think HBK is an all-around better worker in terms of the story that he can sell purely from his like kayfabe persona, and I just don't think that RVD has that. Even though, and I should say, I'm a huge RVD fan, but like, it is a good discussion point. Like it's a point, that he has just remained the same, and it's just not sufficient to be a top guy, especially in an era when like there are so many top guys that even the guy that we're talking about in this entire arc, who deserves to be the top guy, is being overshadowed by the forces like working around him. Although that's
NWO, all the wrestlers,
yeah, exactly.
Your Rocks and Awesomes, because with Jericho's reign, and I guess we'll probably kind of put a more definitive summary of it.
We'll summarize it properly.
In time, was that, I mean, we're watching these shows, or we're one show from the last one, and every time we watch it, maybe I haven't noted this verbally, but I really hope that I have in the previous episodes, that I'm like, okay, now they mentioned Jericho. And I'm always like, half an hour into the show, 40 minutes into the show, you go back to 1998, and they go, Austin, from the second the show starts.
Yep.
Through every match, there's always the whole, like, what's Austin doing? It's a little bit with Cena during the Super Senior period. What's Cena doing? It's a little bit like when Cena goes to sleep, everyone goes to sleep.
It's a little bit like Hulk Hogan in the creative control era of WCW, where it's like you're watching this amazing match between Dean Malenko and and fucking
Eddie or someone.
Yeah, and Eddie Guerrero, and it's like this incredible like technical feast of wrestling, and then it's like, oh, and we're gonna cut to the backstage where Hulk Hogan is taking a shit,
Yeah.
and then we have to and he's just there on the fucking toilet like, oh yeah, brother.
Check out my sex tape. Yes.
Coming soon.
Yeah, and I think obviously there's a way of doing that while putting the main event over and putting everything else over. But like with RVD, I suppose whether he was the fourth guard, the fifth guard, so I'm kind of going to go back on my original point. Like he was given the ball and he did drop it by getting busted.
Yeah.
Now you could argue this shit was going on before, during, and after his title reign. Obviously, it's a bigger spotlight and they have to get rid of the title. And then, as soon as that happened, he was never, ever, 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 ever going to give another chance. Unless he said, I'm never smoking again, I'm never drinking again, I'm never taking any painkillers again. And he went straight edge.
Right, he could have done something with that. And it wouldn't even have to be true of reality. It just could be a kayfabe thing. But he just, I don't know, he just doesn't have the foresight to do a thing like that, I don't think. And it's fine. RVD is one of the greats. He's one of my favorites. But like,
Same.
I just don't think that you get to complain about him not being pushed at this time, especially this time when it's so damn competitive and there's so many things that separate people. And RVD.
Well, look at Kurt. Look what he's doing. He's wrestling RVD in the opening match. I was going to say about this match, I actually wish we had this match at WrestleMania for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, it would have been awesome.
And take away Regal RVD and take away Kane Angle. Maybe have them two in the pre-show and just give all the allotted time to these two, because I think they would have had a really good sort of 4 to 5 star, not 4 to 5, maybe 3 to 4 star match in WrestleMania, like 20 minutes. Just let them go out there and reversal, athleticism. You know,
yeah.
I think it would have been awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
So in commentary, Jerry Lawler says Flair is a common man and a common wrestler. He's a 16-time world champion.
Well, wait, we haven't finished what happens with the
Oh no,
this
is during the match.
Oh, this is during that match. Oh shit, really?
Yeah. Obviously, they've been told talk about Vince and Ric Flair from Monday.
Yeah.
From Raw. So he's just like, yeah, he's a common wrestler. He's a common man or a common wrestler. It's just like, is he though?
He's the nature boy. Woo!
Yeah. Fucking that promo though on Raw. Still seething from that one, because that's seething. Still in an amazement at it. What a fucking promo. Yeah, RVD kicks him right in the face at one point.
Yeah. I think I know the exact moment that you're talking about. The moment where Angle takes a boot in the face.
Yeah, but it's a very distinctive swinging boot coming at him. He gets a Rolling Thunder in, 2 count. Angle puts him in the ankle lock. You know what? When you see, for some reason, maybe it's because I once saw Sting beat Flair in 1990 with a small package, but whenever I see someone do a finisher and the other person puts in a small package, I always think it's over.
Yeah.
The best example of that being done and it being so fucking close, like I've never seen a closer like two count in the history of like since I've been watching wrestling. It was Redacted versus Kurt Angle for the WWE title. And that's Chris Benoit. And
why did you redact it then?
Yeah, well, I don't know, because I'm thinking like, what if people go, "Who is Redacted?"
Yeah, the amazing Redacted.
Because it's like a joke of a joke. Yeah, the rabid Wolverine. Kurt puts him in the ankle lock, and Benoit's in it for like probably about 30 seconds. Yeah, and he puts him. Yeah, he does a small package, and Kurt Angle kicks out so late, so fucking late. Obviously they did this as well here. So William Regal comes down.
Yep.
And he proceeds to stomp RVD about 49 times.
Yeah, he goes to town on RVD.
Just stomps the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
And there comes Kane.
Yeah.
As well.
Did you see what Angle said? Were you able to read his lips when Kane comes out?
No, what did he say?
He says, and I quote, "You've got to be fucking kidding me."
He doesn't give a shit. He's a sweary guy.
He said fucking on the mic around the time of the ECW comeback. When I remember it was on Smackdown, he said it. He was like, "And now Vince McMahon is bringing ECW back." Well, that sounds like a fucking great idea.
He's like, I think when he was Rock Angle, whenever, not the one where Angle won the title, their rematch in like, I think it would have been the year before this, 2001. Maybe at No Mercy or No Way Out, one of the ones with No. He's got the Rock in the Angle. He's like, tap, you fucking prick, tap, you son of a bitch. I'm gonna break your fucking ankle. You watch this in the network, and bloop, 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 bloop. Just so many bleeps. He's a sweary. He's also a very gobby man.
Yeah.
A lot of spittle coming from a very sweaty man as well.
Very vile.
The greatest
beast of a man.
He is the greatest. Very sweaty, very disgusting, but he is the best.
He's a true American hero in that regard.
Exactly. So Regal takes a choke slam.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, very good. Always good to see.
And here we go. We got our WrestleMania matches out of those two. So those angles are completed. Tick on that. Oh, did you ever hear the thing, by the way? And this might ruin wrestling for a few people.
That's fake.
Whoever... Did you ever hear about that stuff? It's crazy.
Apparently,
no,
it's scripted. What?
Meltzer said it wasn't. No, did you ever... You'll notice this, hopefully. Maybe you have already picked this up. I feel kind of bad saying it, so please don't stop listening because I've said this. Whoever tends to lose or win on the show before the big show, not the wrestler, tends to then win at the pay-per-view. They still do this now. It's unbelievable. I think it was like... who can't remember who it was, but it was like Charlotte or someone lost and then she won it, or Sasha lost on the Raw and then she won it at the pay-per-view. They do this almost every single time, and here you have it, where it's like, so Regal took the choke slam and Kane ended up on top. Therefore, by that logic, Kane is losing at WrestleMania. No spoilers, I don't know yet. This is just my prediction.
I would imagine that's what happens, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to WWP, the wrestling podcast to end all wrestling podcasts. This episode is sponsored by WWP because we can't find anyone else to sponsor us. So while you're here, please check out the links in the description to our YouTube channel, our Twitter, our iTunes feed, and our Instagram page. Thanks for listening. WWP, slam it!
But like, do you think... I'm on this forum where there's like a wrestling thread, and I follow along with it, and the state of the modern wrestling fans' perception of wrestling is very, very, very low. People are like hugely unhappy with everything because they just don't even want to be happy, I think, a lot of the time. And people complain about things like, oh, why didn't this guy go over? Why didn't this guy go over? And I suppose I wanted to ask you, like, how important do you think that actually is? Like, say for example in this match, right? RVD takes the L to Angle. Like, does that matter? Like, there's no great significance.
RVD's been buried.
Yeah, exactly. Like the term "buried" has just been lost. Like, it's impossible to contextualize someone being buried now. For example, The Rock beating CM Punk at the Rumble 2012 or whatever.
Buried.
Buried. Everybody said buried. The man had just done the longest title reign out of any like modern star, and they're saying buried. Like the whole notion of this, the importance of a win, has just become this like fictitious sort of godlike symbol now, where it really doesn't need to be. Like, you know, Punk taking an L to The Rock made perfect sense at the time because of the WrestleMania buys. Is it fair? Yes! Rock is a bigger draw than CM Punk. That's just the way that it is. I don't like it. I much prefer CM Punk. I hate seeing The Rock in a ring, like, anytime post.
As a part-timer, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But paradoxically, I love Lesnar, but that's irrelevant. But the point is, like, it's just, like, that's the business. That's what you get into. Wrestling has always really been that way. It's never been about putting over the guy with the most amount of talent. Like that's just not the business that you signed up for. And I just find that to be a real point of contention amongst wrestling fans at the moment. Like, you know, if Neville doesn't go over against, like, I don't know, some like intercontinental. Yeah, exactly. If Neville doesn't go over against Sheamus, that's seen as like, oh, they'll never give him a push. It's like, listen, a man like Sheamus is always going to beat Neville. Neville is the outsider, and the fact that he comes close to beating Sheamus is a symbol of how much they value him. Similarly, they did mention in commentary in this SmackDown match, RVD beating Angle would be one hell of an upset.
Yeah.
So
that's the standing, because Angle's a former couple of times. I think he's got 2 times at that point.
Yeah.
So I don't know, dude, because that sets me off on a kind of a couple of tangents in my brain, because I'm like, there are times where someone losing is a significant stamp on a sort of fuck you to viewers and a fuck you to that wrestler's push. And the ones I can think of off the top of my head are RVD versus Triple H later this very year, when Triple H first wins the world title during Triple H's reign of terror.
Yes.
The early days, like, this is pre-Evolution, but post Triple H being a face like he is right now in our timeline. He beats RVD clean, or maybe Flair helps. I mean, RVD never gets title shot until about 5 years later. Triple H versus Booker T at WrestleMania 19, where Triple H hits the pedigree and pins Booker 27 seconds later. One pedigree, by the way. Those are probably like the most noticeable, flat out sort of, because it's not like their aim wasn't to say burial. It's to say, okay, so we think that Booker T's going over and RVD's also Triple H going over, and that's my decision. The original Triple H versus CM Punk from 2011, the dark dank years, and Triple H wasn't even a full-time wrestler, and he still beat Punk. That felt like a bit of a burial, because Punk was white hot. This is after he won the title. To me, there's a couple of instances where the loss clearly is a sign of management saying, we ain't down with that.
No, I agree with that too. John Cena against Wade Barrett and the rest of the guys in that. Yeah.
Bryan versus Bray Wyatt at the Royal Rumble. He went over clean, and it was kind of a stop cheering Bryan, and obviously never came to. I don't think that oh god, this is going to make it sound really bad, because at the time I was still fuming, but I don't think that the 20-second loss was necessarily a burial on Bryan.
I certainly didn't think so either. It was a matter of time management.
It was time management, number one, and two, it was to do something shocking.
Yeah.
Because every now and then they'll like to do like a short match or a weird match or some weird interference, like where weird moments they can go, there's a WrestleMania moment. Oh, look at that. Like when The Rock beat Luke Harper in 8 seconds.
It was Rowan.
Oh, was it Rowan? Yeah, like a bit of that sort of thing. And they just happen to go, that's the match we want to do it to, and they'll do it. I don't know, really. I suppose I would consider, say, for example, if Austin didn't beat Shawn at WrestleMania 14, I would say that would be a burial, because they've built Austin, they put the full company, they did the angle with Tyson, they put the full steam behind them, they go, nah, guess like they shit their pants, and they go, nah, we're not doing this. So that to me is more of a burial, is when you feel like, and it's promoted like the company's behind you, and sometimes they like to do this, the swerve just because it's too obvious. Mm-hmm. See Triple H Goldberg, when Goldberg fucking kills everyone in the
chamber.
Yeah, exactly.
That is, we're gonna review that at some point, because I have watched that match about 250 times, and
I think Goldberg's stay in WWE in general is worth a sort of trip down memory lane, to be honest.
Actually, that's a great shout. Yeah, I think you're right.
Like his yearly run on Raw and from beating The Rock, but yeah, that's late. Like stuff like that. Maybe they just, because they held off on that and they did it the next month. They actually gave him the belt. So there's certain times where it feels like they're gonna pull the trigger, they don't, but then you realize, oh, actually, they're just extending the feud. Fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's when that person doesn't have a title shot the next month, the week, the year after, and you're like, but the fans wanted it. It's a little bit like when Batista turned, and he's fucking going up Triple H, and he won the Rumble, and Triple H just beats him at WrestleMania. And that's the end of Batista. And I'm not the biggest Batista fan, but, like, obviously he was going to be given the ball because the dude was actually massively over before everyone got smart about things.
Yeah.
Or felt like they were smart about things. So I don't know, like, the notion of a burial, to me, it's more like that. It's more where you feel like that person's being given something and it's snatched away, and that person doesn't have any promos to follow it up with, any thing to tangibly kind of move into. You'll just see, like RVD, like every time RVD loses a world title match, the next month he's winning the Intercontinental title or the tag team titles, because he's won a shitload of both of them.
Yeah.
By the way,
he's one of the most decorated Intercontinental guys.
Yeah, him, Jericho,
Edge,
Booker, Edge, and Christian. Pretty sure that every single year they're in the Fed, they won a title.
Yeah.
Which is absolute. And Angle as well. He's won a shitload. Like, there's just those guys where it's just like, okay, you might not win the world title, but believe me, there's an Intercontinental title run. Problem with that is, of course, that might then give you the stamp of mid-carder for life, but I don't know.
Someone has to be the mid-carder for life, though.
Oh, sorry. I've just thought of one. The Ultimate Burial, Sting, Hogan, Starrcade.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really thinking of WCW because, I mean...
Things work a bit different around there, don't they?
Yeah, WCW, you know.
But to me, that's like an 18-month build. Good guy versus bad guy. Bad guy has been running wild. Running wild. Good guy doesn't win, and the referee doesn't even do the fast count, just does a normal count. And Bret Hart, I think I said this before, Bret Hart's like, he's not getting screwed like me. And, like, I got fucked. And, yeah, then obviously Sting wins. Spoiler alert. But, yeah, like, to me, those things are burials. Like, if you lose a match on Raw, if you lose a match on SmackDown, even if it is to fucking... Like, I've seen Triple H job to, not Funaki. He's lost to the Brooklyn Brawler, and I've seen him have a match, either Funaki or Taka Michinoku, where they both took Triple H to the limit. Or either.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen some absolutely... Like, AJ Styles lost to fucking... What's that guy's name? He was just released. Ellsworth.
Oh, God, yeah.
And obviously it's embarrassing and this and that, but it's almost like a test of, like, if you can survive this, you can survive anything. You can go out there and lose to anybody and you'll still be okay.
That was punishment for his flat earth beliefs.
Oh, I love that clip so much.
Yeah, I like...
It's like... But you, like... Imagine if you did that to me during this show. Like, I'm just stating a normal opinion, and you're like, yeah, none of that shit matters because you believe in flat earth. And AJ's like, oh, well, there's
lots of interesting theories.
And Renee's like, it's a globe. Oh, mate, I felt bad for AJ. I'm so cringy.
I felt bad for him, but then I heard him, like, fucking recoil in horror at the thought of being an icon for the gay community.
Really?
Have you never heard this? Oh man! So he's on this like phone show where fans call in, and one of them goes, "I was just wondering, AJ, how do you react to being such a huge icon for the gay community?" And AJ goes, "The gay community."
The gay community. Sorry, that was my Matt Hardy.
But it's so funny because he's so, like, I say visibly, it's not, you don't see him at all, you're just listening to it, but like he's demonstrably upset by this.
Like, he hasn't thought it through, he's just saying words.
And then the guy follows up and says, yeah, a lot of people are saying it's because you're a really good looking dude, and AJ goes, get him off the air, get him off, and the guy cuts out, and then another guy calls in and says, hey AJ, I was going to ask you a question about being a champion, but seems like you're offended to be involved with the gay, and then Styles again just like, oh, cut that guy out, all the freaks are coming out tonight and all, and it's really, really bad.
They're called homosexuals, AJ? How dare you? If someone said that to me, right? You know, if someone said that to me and went like, yeah, how'd you feel about being an icon for the gay community? I'd be like, fucking yes, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
More power to them.
Yeah.
And me, and that's fucking awesome.
It must be our purple logo, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's that enticing purple, my friend. Yeah, if someone's with this is the podcast for the gays, I'd be like, yeah, mate. Yes. Come and listen.
Yeah.
For anybody, come and fucking listen. Yeah, I've never knew that. Yeah, but he is from the South, I guess, so. That fucking hell, now I'm being horrible.
I know,
stereotyping him.
He's from the South, so ultimately his belief system is tied to his geographical region, and that's what we believe.
His beliefs are tied to his geographical fucking flat plate planet.
Yeah.
So, I love AJ. I shouldn't say anything. He's fucking awesome.
Oh, we went so far off topic as well.
Yeah. It's one of those episodes, everybody.
Hell yeah.
It's a tangent the Lucas-8's out. It's a tangent episode. So we should go back on track here. So Vince is on his cell phone.
You used to call me on myself. That wasn't, I don't know why, 15 years before this song.
It's usually that thing, though, they do in WWE where they're, like, doing the one-sided conversation, but they're doing, like, the whole conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're tuning in tonight. Ah, yes, I have. Yes, Ric Flair did get his job. Like, who asks these questions? So Ric Flair walks in, and Vince says his match with Undertaker is a no DQ. Vince tells him to get fucked. Flair says he wants to say, but actually literally leaves, not before calling Vince a piece of shit.
Yeah. Good promo.
So, get fucked. Hey, you piece of shit. Just walk away. Great promo. So up next, we have a Fatal 4-Way preview of WrestleMania. I feel like this is something that I would do in the GM mode on the old SmackDown vs. Raw.
Yeah, this is they don't do it's a 4 corners match, and they don't do that enough anymore. I fucking love that match style. I actually think it's really good.
You would never get 4 teams. Four teams. Team 2. No, 4. Yeah, it is 4 teams.
You can do this, Miguel. I believe.
Yeah,
in you.
it is. I kept saying. I thought I was saying 14. Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember one time there was a number 1 contender match on SmackDown, and it was a Fatal 4-Way between Redacted, Jericho, Undertaker, and some other person that I can't remember. But
another Redacted for different reasons.
Yeah.
Can't remember. Redact him. Fuck it.
But it doesn't necessarily have to be tag teams, but it's an interesting match to watch. Like, I wonder how many of our listeners who have seen this event for the first time, like, people that are going back on this journey with us, who weren't watching wrestling at the time. I wonder what they made of this match, or because I can't recall ever seeing one of these on TV in the last 10 years. So.
No, it'll be like a scramble or a little battle royal. Yeah, it would usually be not this gimmick for some reason. Holy shit, Stacy looks amazing. I should probably mention it was in this match.
Yeah. So it's Matt Hardy versus Bradshaw versus Billy versus Bubba in a 4 corners match, which is basically setting the scene for the APA versus Billy and Chuck versus the Hardys versus the Dudleys at WrestleMania
XA. Roman number. Yeah, take that.
That's how you know it's iconic.
Yeah, and the X8 kind of does a little like a do where it's like loads of X8s coming right at you.
Yeah, it's scary.
Don't
scary
fuck
stuff.
with them. By the way, big fan of that version of the logo with the blue and the yellow. Yeah, nice. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
We don't just review the wrestling, we also review logos and clothing.
We are fashion. Yeah, it's true, yeah.
Yeah. Very fashion conscious, I feel like, on this show.
We're just a couple of fascists.
Hey, yeah. So I really like the fall away slam JBL does here.
Yeah, I knew that you would. I knew that the highlight for this match for you would be Bradshaw and Bubba just knocking the shit out of each other.
Just 2 bad burly motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Bradshaw is like, I ain't selling fuck all when I'm coming out. You might do moves on me, but much like Farouk, I just won't sell them. You have to work around this. Alright? I'll just tag you the fuck out. Did you like Michael Cole snapping at Lawler during the match?
I tell you what I liked about Michael Cole during the match was when Jeff Hardy did an unreal tornado DDT, and Michael Cole said, "Oh, what a shot by Hardy!" It's like, listen, you fucking absolute cunt. What he did was a tornado DDT. You are the commentator. You are not reacting to what's happening. You are describing what's happening. This is everything.
Play by play.
Oh, he's so...
What was the play? A shot.
And Orton.
Yeah, and the Viper.
The Viper.
Vintage.
And slammed onto the canvas.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, man. If I was blind, there would be no point in watching wrestling.
No,
I mean, that's true anyway, right?
Yeah,
but
literally.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could still hear it, and you'd still be able to get an idea of what was happening. If like, I reckon if you listen to like Mike Tenay, in TNA or in WCW, you'd be able to get a good idea of what's happening.
If you listened to Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania, the one where JR came back to commentate, you would have a very strong sense of what's going on in that match.
Yeah, and even with JR not calling all the moves, he's still based on his emotion.
Yeah, he tells a story. He describes exactly what's happening from a story point of view. And Michael Cole, like, not only can Michael Cole not do that, but Michael Cole doesn't even know that that's a thing that people do. He's just so removed from the concept of like the wrestling, verse. Like he doesn't get that. He's not.
Michael Cole isn't a he isn't a commentator for us. He's a commentator for Vince.
Yeah.
He won't question anything. He will do mostly what he's told. But the upside, the best thing I've ever seen Michael Cole ever do was there's an episode of Smackdown that for some reason they would go to break, but the camera keeps filming, and for some reason they included that in the episode. I think it's on YouTube. Basically, this is the YouTube show, but it's a match between, I think it's Eddie versus Benoit. And and obviously go, we're going to go to commercial break, we'll be right back. And you just hear Cole go, and I could literally call matches like these all day long. And he's not saying it in a character sort of way. He's saying this is like himself, which I thought, that's pretty funky. But then again, who wouldn't want to call those matches all day long? But I think with JR, you could probably put the sound on, turn off TV, and if you have, put on headphones, whatever, and you can hear him commentate, and you can kind of almost visualize what he's getting across. With Michael Cole, you can't visualize anything. You can visualize like impact and pow and shot and slam and pound and ground.
That's it.
Chairs and stairs.
Like a tornado DDT is like it's not a move that you see every day. Like when someone does a tornado DDT, it's usually impressive.
Yeah, agreed. And it's usually like it's one to be called, if you know what I mean.
Exactly, yeah. God, we're such nerds, but also like seriously, like just the fact that he has not improved at all 15 years later. That just tells me all I need to know. To the day, still there's a lot of things that still confuse his brain, but it's good to at least he doesn't do both shows these days, and back in this day as well. So he snaps at him and calls him an idiot. And I can't remember why, but Michael Cole calls Jerry Lawler an idiot and says he makes him sick. And I can't remember I can't remember either. I can remember someone was in the corner. I think the guy was pushing him in and doing like the 10 punches that they do. And that's when Cole was saying it. And I forget what it was about. But,
Flair?
It might have been. Or it
I
could
feel
even,
like that's the theme.
Could have been
or
about
Hunter.
Or Stacy.
Something like that. Yeah, some, insert sexist comment by Lawler, not by me. It ain't one of mine. So we get a lovely clothesline from Hell.
Yes, a great move.
Yeah, all time wouldn't want to take it though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that, I wouldn't like to take. The money shot I wouldn't like to take because I've heard that it really fucking hurts because he gets a lot of height and a lot of speed. The 5-star I've heard is horrible. I've heard as if it's like other mates telling me. I'm just like there's a lot of moves that taking. I would like to take a stunner. I feel like taking a stunner would be bent.
I'd like to take I was gonna say tombstone pile driver, but not really because it's sort of a precarious position for a man to be in.
Yeah, and I feel like your leg, not your legs, but the legs, like, because they have to put their legs straight. I feel like my legs will just go to the side like a V. Fucking spread eagle. Just look up the tombstone he does to convicted, or not convicted, but almost convicted killer Jimmy Snuka.
Oh Jimmy Snuka.
Yeah, he spreads his fucking legs. It's weird. So yeah, it's all kicking off in this match. The ladies start to fight. I think Billy Gunn won the match.
Yeah, Jeff goes for the swanton, and Chuck pulls Billy out of the way so he doesn't take any of the impact. And then Billy hits Jeff with the one and only, which is a move that I had completely forgotten about.
No one remembers the one. Billy Gunn, the earring, belly button, the one Billy Gunn.
Remember Billy Gunn just inexplicably started using the jackhammer?
Yeah, but a really, like, weird version.
Yeah, because he couldn't do it properly.
Yeah, he did it sort of like suplex, hold. I mean, it looked like a very safe version, if that makes sense.
Billy Gunn is a glamour muscle guy. He has no real strength, at least not at this time. He definitely used to be strong, but but not at this. This is all testosterone boosting, steroid taking glamour muscle.
Yeah, he's had a lot of gimmicks too.
Yeah, none of them good.
Memorable, I guess. In DX, how would you rank the second incarnation of DX in terms of, like, either popularity or promo or character? So you've got this is not the order, I'm just going through who they are. H, Pac, Road Dogg, China, Billy. How would you rate them?
Like, all together?
Yeah, like, as in terms of either popularity or kind of character, because I feel like this is the reason why I asked you this, because I feel like Billy's the fifth.
He is, yeah. He is. The New Age Outlaws were definitely, like, majorly over back in the day. I think when they moved... Do you know, I cannot really recall Billy Gunn in DX outside of the New Age Outlaws context. And when he was part of the Outlaws, it wasn't particularly memorable because he's part of a team. I'm struggling to recall.
And the promo was all Road Dogg.
Yeah, all Road Dogg, and Road Dogg is like a beast on the mic, and
he was fucking awesome.
I literally cannot place Billy Gunn in any meaningful context beyond being like, I'm 10,
he gets his bum out.
This guy likes ass. That's weird.
Yeah.
Like,
but I never got that. So he likes his own butt. He is an ass man. He likes the theme song should say I'm going to look up the lyrics, I guess. I love to love him. I love to kick him. I love to shove him.
I love to pick him.
Love to watch him.
When he says pick him...
I love to watch him! What?
I always thought that was wash, which is even worse. But
I love to wash him, and I love to watch them.
When he says pick, does he mean, like, out of a lineup, or does he mean, like...
Oh, jackhammer, baby. All the way. That's why he had... I'm sure that must have been like, so they can go, Mr. Ass, jackhammering, D'Lo Brown there. I'm just looking at the lyrics here. He loves to love him. Loves to kick him, loves to shove him, loves to stick him, loves to flaunt him, loves to watch him, loves to pick him, and he's gonna kick them. So many asses, so little time. Only a tight one can stop me on the dime.
Oh my God.
I'm a lover of every kind. This is the most fucked up bit. This is like Trump. The best surprises always sneak up from behind.
Jesus.
But when you're famous, they'll let you do it. Right? There you go. Yeah. So WrestleMania again is also set up for these four guys. Just to get back on topic. Yeah. It's looking good. The Fatal 4-Way, I think.
Yeah, I like those kinds of matches, and these are four good tag teams. Like, they're all competent. They all have a selling point. Like, yeah, this is a good...
You know who they are. You know what their characters are based on theme and act, and they don't have to cut a promo, which is pretty impressive because, yeah, they're all, like, the Duds are over, Hardys are always over, Lita's over, Stacy's
there
relatively over, even though she's not really a Dudley per se, if that makes sense.
What are you talking about, She's the Duchess of Dudleyville.
Oh yeah, she's the brains behind the Dudleys. I forgot. So we go. I mean, tell me if I'm missing something, because this is where my episode, when I was watching it, is starting glitching as fuck. So let me know if I've missed something. So up next, I've got Lita speaking to Trish.
Oh wow, you've completely missed like an hour and a half of Michael Cole talking about how much he loves Rey Mysterio.
Oh my God, did I? As if.
I tell you,
Was it this show, the breakdown? I just love him!
Michael Cole definitely had an erotic... Anyway, listen. So, you are right, yes. It goes to Trish and Lita backstage, and they start beating the shit out of each other.
Holy shit, they do not hold back. But I love how they do that thing like, hey, if you think you're gonna win, well, you're wrong. She laughs, and the other one goes, if you think you're gonna win, if you think we're going to be friends at WrestleMania, you're wrong. Slap. Fight. Jerry Lawler must be fully erect at this point.
Jerry Lawler was like, let me get in there and separate him. Yeah. Ah! Oh, God.
Michael Cole, look at my boner. Cole's like, you're an idiot. You made me sick. So back to Vincent on the phone. Again, like, if I keep missing something, just be like, you're missing something. That happened in reality, not Michael Cole's. Actually, I do reckon Michael Cole's probably thought of never mind. David Flair.
Yes.
What the fuck?
David Flair just, I don't know,
He's here.
Only one person, only one man in that household has any charisma. And it ain't Davey.
Yeah, it ain't Davey Boy Flair.
Davey Boy Flair.
That should have been his name. Bit weird, but because it's a whole other person.
Yeah. The British Flair dog.
British Flair dog sounds like a man who's confused about his upbringing. But yeah, so tonight on SmackDown, Rosy Cheeks will be taking on The Undertaker. Can I just say though, this is a rare moment in the history of podcasts. Not that many podcasts get to cover a David Flair match.
I tell you this, and this is one of the weirdest things. Have you ever seen the movie Goodfellas? How many times have you seen that movie? Like lots?
God, I haven't seen it in ages.
All right. Well, there's a scene in that movie there's the only moment in that movie I don't like is when Henry Hill he's pretty young, and Jimmy the Gent, played by Robert De Niro, puts some cash in his pocket and goes, yeah, good kid. And Henry Hill goes, thank you, and he does it with the dumbest fucking like expressionless face you can ever see, and it's like the only bad moment in the entire movie. And
like Gurn King.
Yes, yeah, exactly. When Vince is like, come on, David, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to go up against the American badass and do what your father wants to do. You get to, like, all of this. This is a moment
you get to eviscerate him.
This is an opportunity, son. Take it. And David Flair says, I understand. And according to my notes, and I have this written down, walks out like an idiot.
Like a fucking idiot. He was like, I just don't know. Does he do a sort of like, I just don't know if I can take him on, or is he like confident about it?
He is a black hole through which all charisma is vacuumed up, and therefore I cannot possibly answer your question because I have no idea what he's supposed to be doing here. It's simply, I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do that, Vince. That's a stupid idea too. I understand.
Yeah, I get it. Thank you. Yeah, I've got it here on my notes. Can't wait to see him get murked.
Murked.
It's basically like Vince is saying, you're only in this room existing right now because of the fucking sperm you came out of.
Yeah.
Because why couldn't they just put Arn out there? Just say, yo, your buddy from the old fucking Horseman, he's getting his fucking face kicked. What are you up to tonight, Arn? He's like, I'm gonna kick some ass. And he, I don't know.
They must have been trying to make David a thing.
Yeah. But then they must have seen his physique and his charisma and his attire and his theme song.
He's a Flair in name only.
Yes. So, up next, I've got Al Snow versus Big Show.
Well, it's the Big Show.
It'll never stop being funny, dude. I'm telling
you. This is a fun match. This is a hardcore match, and
this is Al Snow just being like, "Yeah, boy, let me, please, sir, Mr. Big Show, may I hit a bowling ball at your fucking nuts because you're not booked at WrestleMania and I'm not booked at WrestleMania."
Well, before that happens, Big Show gorilla pressed Al Snow onto a trash can outside, and it looked fucking brutal. Like, big ups to Al Snow for taking that. And like, it's Big Show manhandling Al Snow for the whole match. Then the bowling ball thing, this is fantastic, right? Because Big Show lying in the corner, leg spread. Al Snow takes out the bowling ball, hits a 301, And Michael Cole says, "This is unprecedented," which is really interesting because you would have thought he would be watching the 2001 Royal Rumble where Al Snow did it to Ray. Yeah. It's happened, you dumb fuck.
Yeah. It is precedented. I have footage of this, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen it. And there it is again. That's what I would have said.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't work for him.
And then after that happens, the Golden One, Goldust, appears, which is always fantastic. Love Goldust. We're big fans of him on WWP. We love the guy.
Yeah.
And then
the Goldust saga.
After that, Maven.
Yeah, boy.
And he eliminates Big Show just like he did to Undertaker in the Rumble.
Yeah, he does the very impressive dropkick. I like that dropkick.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Maven wins the belt.
Yeah, he pins Al Snow, his mentor.
A man who carried a mannequin head, who he looked at him and said, "You're my mentor."
You are right. Everybody does want head.
Yeah, and now the eyebrows beat the head.
Yes.
It's as simple as that. Also, they taped over his Mercy Drive theme. Mercy Drive? Is that what they're called?
Oh, was it Mercy Drive? Mercy Drive definitely did Randy Orton's theme music. Were they around in 2002?
I swear it was them. Let me just see. Mercy. This is great. This is great podcast.
This is live.
Mercy. live research. Most people would do this before, but some of us do it now. Yes. Mercy Drive is still it's like the first bit of their Wikipedia. Mercy Drive is an American rock band, best known for writing and performing entrance themes for World Wrestling Entertainment wrestlers, most notably Maven Huffman and Randy Orton.
Wow, nice. Big ups to the main guys, Mercy Drive.
Yeah, and Jim Johnson, I'm sure, was there too.
Yeah.
So when you hear that, that's a fucking great song.
Yeah, it's class.
Yeah. Peak wrestling song that isn't really a wrestling song. So yeah, what have you got next after this?
Hulk Hogan.
All right, Booker.
Hulk Hogan has a VHS tape in the year 2002.
So many jokes.
And he's
jokes.
walking around with it, and he sees the guy, and he's like, "Hey, brother, I want you." Sorry.
Play the tape.
Yeah, play the tape when I say. So I saw some great crowd signs as Hogan made his way to the ring. The first one was Norwegian Waffle Order Taker.
I like it.
Hogan was old 20 years ago.
I really like that one. 1982! What's your fucking Rocky 3? You old fuck!
And then the final sign.
Hang on, I think they meant to say he looked old 20 years ago.
Nah, he was. He was finished.
He was pushing 40 in 1982, so he's now almost 60 years old, fans. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Hulk Hogan circa 2002 was 60.
Looking great for 60.
So the final sign is just one for us. NW what?
NW what?
Yeah.
Wrestling podcast. So he's got a tape, and you would think it would be like, I thought it was going to be a sort of like a highlight package.
I thought it was going to be a sex tape. I'm just going to go straight in there.
It's just the fucking CCTV footage of just him.
Watch me pound this ass, brothers.
Yeah. Watch me pound Bubba the Love Sponge's ex-wife. Or cuts to him going up to his son and dropping the N-word.
Fuck.
His daughter, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So, the tape is fucking raw.
Yeah, and it's a really good heel gag with him pinning The Rock over and over and over and over.
Look at that. I haven't been in a match in 9 years, and look what I can do.
Let's see this one more time, brother. It's so good.
Can you believe I may not be able to win because of how many times I've showed you me winning, therefore creating a vacuum in the time-space continuum which builds enough negativity, brother, and it builds up, and the fact is that once... I sound like Alex Jones now.
Yeah.
Other than the word brother.
And then Podesta with the emails.
And John Podesta and the Gay Frogs are a cyber attack on the Matrix warfare on The Rock. So
if you smell,
I've been told that The Rock smells like sulfur. And he comes out.
Yeah, The Rock comes out. Hogan stands in the ring, rips his t-shirt off to reveal that he is in fact a cooked
naked.
chicken.
Yes. Did you like, just quickly on the Hogan promo as well, he's seen a lot through the years, Piper, Warrior, and Andre. I swear he beat more people than that.
No, that's
Why
it.
him?
Yeah.
He didn't even fucking beat Warrior. He lost to Warrior WrestleMania 6.
There's nobody else. All right, so the other people in mind are WCW icons, and Vince would have been like, no, don't mention Sting.
Did you see Starrcade 97, brother? They fucking owned the library. They could have shown that.
Yeah, I know, but he couldn't have done Sting or Scott Steiner. He definitely couldn't have said DDP because he's been
yeah, he's a jobber.
yeah, he's been demoted to. Literally
Yeah.
could not remember the opposite to escalated there. De-escalated, but that's not really it. Yeah, so he got DDP has been demoted to European champ here. So like the only ones that are WWF like relevant are the Ultimate Warrior, Roddy Piper, and the other guy.
What about that time where he saw Brett lose to Yokozuna and he came out and Yokozuna's dead, so I suppose they couldn't really bring him up,
couldn't mention Sergeant Slaughter because no one fucking cares about him.
Yeah, and that was weird because he was like an Iraqi sympathizer and his manager was like Saddam Hussein.
Hey, you don't know what he saw when he was over there.
No. I don't want to know.
I'll tell you what he didn't see. Weapons of mass destruction. Hi-oh!
Boom. There we go. Relevant. Who else could he mention? I'm trying to think of the Hogan wins. You know, the classic. So you got Andre, sure. Orndorff. Who did he beat? He fucking beat everyone. What am I saying?
Like the Iron Sheik. Like, yeah, but none of them, like, stars. Like the idea of the wrestling star, like, irrespective of, say, Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels or lads like that, the wrestling star is really a more modern phenomenon because the ultimate wrestling star before the Attitude Era is Hulk Hogan.
And then it's everybody else, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. There's just nobody... Like, Hogan is the Cena of the 80s, but he's also the Austin and the... Like, he's everything.
Yeah. I suppose he couldn't be like, yeah, I beat the Sheik in 84, and Rock's like, yeah...
I don't give a fuck, pal.
I literally don't give a shit. Like, that is not, yeah. So I suppose if you say Andre, there's always the whole, like, the strength, you know, lifted him up. And each time Hogan tells that story, Andre weighs another 100 pounds. Last time I heard him say, he's like, yeah, brother, Andre was around 755 pounds.
Not inaccurate, though.
Was he fuck, though? 755?
I heard it was 900 pounds.
Yeah, I think he was basically a ton. He was just like a fucking man, stroke wardrobe, stroke fucking house. Who else did he beat? I'm trying to think. He pretty much beat everyone, but the point is, it's like someone who wasn't in WCW, Savage. But they don't like Savage, do they?
Yeah, and yeah.
You don't talk about Savage. We really don't. Okay, fair enough. Piper, Warrior, and Andre it is. Fine. Fucker, there you go.
This promo is both guys hitting all the beats for the pops. What you gonna do, brother? Versus The Rock is gonna take his boot and turn it sideways, and then The Rock gets into the ring. The crowd is going to fucking explode, and Hogan backs out of the ring.
They look fucking nuts, and I love that they do that. They hold the stair long enough, and then he slowly walks away. But I do like the bit. He's saying that in the normal Hulk Hogan voice. He's not doing like the gimmick voice. He's like, Rock, I've got one question. Just one question, Rock. What are you going to do when Hulkamania runs wild on yo? I quite like that he said in a very sort of like I ain't fucking around.
Mm.
You know, I'm literally gonna smash you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Rock looks kind of mystified, like very angry.
Yeah.
But no, great promo. Yeah, they all do go through their catchphrases, do each other's catchphrases a little bit. The Rock says he's gonna take his roids and ask Hogan to say, take his roids? Take his vitamins! Just says that really casually. And just like you always say, Hogan, I'm gonna take my roids. And you're gonna fucking pray. Quite nice. There's a dude in the crowd, front row. He's got a couple of beers, and I felt like if they fought, there was a chance his beers would have spilled all over him, so I really wanted them to fight. I was marking out, just hoping, because he's holding 2 beers, and there's people all crowded around him, and you can see this dude, he's just like, please don't move me. He's just like sipping on both, sipping. Man, in the days of drinking at the shows, I'm pretty sure you can't do that now, can you?
I'd be surprised.
Children there, you're just like getting smashed.
I mean, there's children there back then too, though.
Yeah, I get different times, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so his beer never fell. That sucks. Also, they say wrestling's future versus wrestling's past. Isn't it wrestling's present versus wrestling's past?
No, I think it's wrestling's present versus wrestling's future.
Yeah, either one of those is better.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure they say past versus future.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
think
bit no.
Yeah.
Do they? We'll find that at WrestleMania. I'm
will.
pretty sure they'll use that during the promo. But I think future present is good. Past future is good. Past and present, well, they're both fucking finished pretty much then, aren't they?
Yeah. Ultimately.
That's so disrespectful to Hogan. Wrestling's old man takes on wrestling's younger man.
I don't know about you, Miguel, but I suspect that Hulk Hogan may have one more title run left in him.
I don't. I feel like they think he's got more than one title run in him. I think he's got a tag team title run with Edge in him.
Oh, I think you might be mistaken.
And that might happen.
That's what I think. That's just what I think based on the situation.
Hey, we're just analyzing what we're seeing. That's
true.
all you can do, really.
Yeah, that's all we can do, yeah. So up next, can you suck it, digger?
Can you dug it? Oh man, this is where my fucking feed got all fucked again, because it just cuts and Tess is just in the ring.
Alright, well this match lasts approximately 45 seconds. But I'll say this, Jerry Lawler with a fantastic line as Edge makes his way to the ring. I look down my shower drain and I see better hair than Edge has.
His hair is all time greasy here, dude.
Yeah, dude, he dipped his head into a chip pan before every...
Were you laughing at your own joke?
Hell yeah!
There's one bit that I actually, because it was cutting in, and it was kind of going, you know, when it glitched, it goes, yeah, and it's the end.
Yeah.
I got to see a still of Tajiri telling Edge to get out of the ring so he can start the match.
Oh.
Now, as far as I'm aware, Tajiri's character, he never spoke English. The fuck's happening there then?
I didn't even catch that. He must have entered another dimension where Edge was Japanese.
Yeah, oh, no, I get it. The Japanese commercial. Of course.
Yes,
Makes perfect sense. As a matter of fact, it's probably the best book thing I've ever seen in wrestling.
The Japanese shampoo commercial from the Dreadlock Man.
Yeah, and Tajiri's like, I will teach you Japanese, and we can be a tag team. Let me start the match. We've only got 40 seconds, mate.
Yeah, so it's Booker T and Test versus Tajiri and Edge, the match that we're all dying to see. And Tajiri has Tori Wilson.
Little side note for you there. Don't know if you know this, but Test and Booker T are former tag team champions.
Wow, did not know that.
Yep. Do you know why?
Because
it's Test and
someone is terrible at their job.
yeah. Wait, unless you mean you didn't do. Wait, no. Do you mean them?
No, I mean the writer.
Oh right, yeah. I was gonna say. I thought you were saying like us, like no research.
Oh,
because someone's like, don't beat yourself up, mate. because I'm terrible at my podcasting.
Because I'm a fucking failure.
Yeah, like, not the answer I was looking for. Did you know they're tag team champions? No, I suck at this. Right? Okay. Yeah, no, there was a weird period in time when they teamed up and they won the tag titles, and I'm pretty sure that they have no chemistry.
No. Like, Scott Steiner and Test made no fucking sense.
Yeah, that feud's hilarious. That feud is peak, absolute peak, like, we're gonna fight over Stacy Keibler. Peak respect for women.
And we're both gonna take a shitload of cocaine.
Oh yeah, party boys. Yeah. So I believe Edge loses.
No, Edge loses, and then Booker does a spinneroonie in front of Edge. The ultimate betrayal, the ultimate humiliation.
I wonder if Edge is winning at WrestleMania in Canada.
I wouldn't say so. I think Booker's got this. Yeah. Did you not see Booker pin Edge? You fucking idiot. What have you been doing this whole time? What am I paying you for if you're not watching this shit?
I need to drop $30 to watch Booker T pin Edge again. Except this time, it will be in front of a shitload more people. Take my money. So up next, I believe we hear from the Texas Rattlesnake.
That's right. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He ain't nervous.
But then gets interrupted by the New World Order, and Scott Hall refers to Stone Cold as a cockroach.
He does. He's like, hey, Stone Cold, you are a cockroach. And it's like, Austin is clearly not looking at him because he's like looking at the camera, not at him. It was hilarious.
Hey, Stone Cold, call this your last resort because you are a cockroach.
You fucking cockroach. It's weird seeing Scott Hall on SmackDown. Like, the idea of SmackDown makes me think present. The idea of Scott Hall makes me think 90s. So seeing him on SmackDown is just like, you know those visuals where you're like, it's like seeing Kurt Angle in ECW for that brief time. Or
yeah, it's like you're playing SmackDown versus Raw and you've created a fictitious event. Or you're doing an elimination chamber with the lads, but this one is taking place at Bash at the Beach.
Reality. yeah, you've hit random. Yeah. And do that thing when when you hit the DLC characters, you'll have like Diesel versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 28.
Yeah.
And it looks weird because you're like, he's clearly not from this era and this stage. Yeah, I don't know, just something striking about that image of a man calling another man a cockroach.
Cockroach.
In 2002 on SmackDown. But so Scott Hall's got tape as well.
He does.
Is this the NWO's new gimmick? They all record their own fucking shit.
They're bringing VHS back.
2002. Yeah, the DVDs came out like 99.
Dude, I know that in 2002 I made a joke in school about somebody having something on VHS, and people were like, "What? You have a VHS?" And people were like, "What the fuck?" and all, and I was like, "No, I was joking. I swear."
He does. I don't.
Yeah.
I thought, nah, not me. Dude, I had a. I mean, this. Okay, this may not sound shocking to you because now you know me, and hopefully by this point, this story has been circulated. I had a VHS until about 2010.
Fucking hell.
And if you don't believe me, like...
No, I believe you.
Ask people that knew me back then. I would go... 2008, possibly. I remember going to sixth form college, and turning up with, like, Unforgiven 98 on tape and going, "Oi, lads, get a load of this."
Get a load of this. And you weren't saying, "Get a load of this." It's a VHS tape in 2008.
No, I said, "Get a load of this. This is new to me." Listen, guys, you can pause it, rewind it, and then just pause it and rewind it again.
And the more you watch this, the shittier the quality gets.
Yeah, never mind the bit where it's just tracking and the fucking footage is flickery as fuck.
Yeah.
Right? I've got this on VHS. I can watch it whenever. Yeah, honestly, I had I didn't buy tapes, but I did used to record shit on TV.
I will say, I did actually have the 2002 Royal
Okay.
Rumble on VHS, so...
I tell you what, the most recent wrestling pay-per-view, because that's the thing, I did used to tape pay-per-view so I can watch them the day after.
Yeah, same.
The most recent sort of official video of VHS that I had is Taboo Tuesday 2004.
Jesus Christ.
2004. Why were they still releasing them? Maybe it was one of those for
because cons like you just will not let go.
No, it's that thing, isn't it? Because it's like PS2s were still selling in South America until very recently.
Fuck.
Like you can buy PES 2016 for the PS2.
Jesus
Like
Christ.
I think it only plays on like certain PS2s, or maybe if you've got Region 1, you know that shit with the regions.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think you can still buy that for PS2 because it'll be from South America. So like. Other countries that kind of keep going. Obviously, it's a weird thing to think about, but yeah, no. So I had that on tape. So you know what? Scott Hall's fine by me. Come to think of it, I was just remembering all these. Yeah, trip down memory lane. Yeah. So he's got the post-match stunner on tape.
This lad, Scott Hall, is in the ring, right? And he's calling Austin out.
Yeah.
And he's showing the footage of the stunner. I don't know why. That's not a thing I ever want to...
I think he would show the cinder block over his fucking knee.
Nah.
But cockroaches will probably survive that.
Cockroach.
But cockroaches don't like being humiliated. They have a very good, strong sense of pride.
That's good, yeah, true.
Yeah, it's like them and us that feel a sense of pride. Maybe lions and shit like predator animals, I guess. But cockroaches don't give a fuck if you smash them with a cinder block. They're like, yeah, but you did my move on me, so I'm gonna kick your fucking face in.
And then the cockroach's music hits, and this is great. This is really well worked.
This is gold.
So the camera pans to the Titantron, and a referee comes out, and Kevin Nash runs from the other side with a steel chair in hand.
Fucking idiot.
And he intercepts the referee, thinking that he's Austin. Austin comes in from behind, stuns Scott Hall. Austin comes in out of the crowd, and Kevin Nash is too late to the ring, and Austin has already bailed, and it's just great.
A couple of things about that. Number one, Kevin Nash. What were you thinking? 150-pound man wearing a striped shirt. That's Austin. No.
But it's great though.
It's so well done.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's so I enjoyed this. It was like because obviously I knew Nash was going to do something. I think we all had it in mind of like, okay, someone's going to attack from behind. Number two, I think Austin had about 10 minutes to get out of the ring because Kevin Nash, his knees were knackered.
Yeah.
He was very slow running to the ring, but it worked. I think it was filmed quite well. It worked out quite well.
Yeah. Camera's focused on Austin
and you know, anytime you get to see Scott Hall take a stunner, you know, makes me happy.
He sells it well, doesn't he?
I love it. He does the bounce version.
He springs off the mat. It's fantastic.
Yeah, he kind of just does like a sort of bend down and then jump up, fall on your back, as opposed to Rock that really does the sort of the inside out thing.
Yeah.
Or fucking, do you ever see Sergeant Slaughter taking a stunner?
Jesus, no. I haven't.
He took it like a snapmare.
Oh, fuck.
He rolls forward.
Oh, God, I'm imagining it.
And they kept that clip on, like, the opening of Raw in, like, 96 and 97 when Austin became sort of proper Stone Cold. It was so weird. They kept a botch in there for years. You know, this is pre the heavy metal version opening of Raw when it was, like, some fucking chat show theme.
Yeah.
Maybe we should end that. I mean, I don't know if that song's copywritten, but I think it would be funny to end with the old Raw theme on SmackDown. Just something for you to think about, yeah.
Great.
I might clip that, find that clip, and just play it to that old Raw theme because simple pleasures. So, Stephanie is we cut to backstage. So again, by the way, about Austin and Hall, tick done. Feud is now at a boiling point.
Mm-hmm.
They've hit that final step. Same with Booker and Edge.
I think they might even go on to have a match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I quite like the fact that these shows are all ending in the sort of, it's like the final chapter, but it's bookended, I suppose, very well. It's an open thing, obviously, but it's always someone getting the advantage on the other.
Yeah,
So
it's satisfying in terms of the feud.
yeah, so Kane does that, stays on top, and then you've got the tag team, then you've got the ladies, then you've got The Rock getting over on Hogan because Hogan backed down, then you've got Edge being beaten up, and you've got Scott Hall being attacked. So there's always like, they're keeping it kind of self-contained, but at the same time, not just them saying, at WrestleMania I'm going to fight you, or I see you at WrestleMania, buddy, bye. There's development still. There's like one final bit of the puzzle to put through before we go to WrestleMania, which I enjoy.
Yeah.
So we go backstage to Steph. Again, don't know if I'm missing something, but she's dead close to Jericho.
Yeah.
Like,
She's touching him.
The whole time I'm like, personal space, 'cause she's like screaming.
She's great. She cuts a fucking great promo.
Yeah, she has cunt written all over her. And also her breasts are there too. Like, I'm not being a fucking ist to sexists by pointing that out, but Jesus Christ, she has got a cleavage and a half. Fuck me.
Yeah, this was post-op stuff.
Oh yeah, this is definitely post-op, and she ain't letting any of us forget it.
Hey, more power to her.
Exactly. So where are we at now? About an hour into the show before we have Secrets Jericho?
Yeah, these guys are, and they're just gloating about his injury, and that's it. There's nothing else to it. It's just...
It's hanging by a literal thread, okay? His fucking knee is hanging by a thread. So I got another weird cut here, so they just start talking about the WrestleMania matches now.
Yeah.
Few notes. Kurt Angle's nipples are weird, and they're both out, even though he's wearing a singlet.
I fucking hate that. That's one of those things that sends me into an obsessive-compulsive rage.
Kane has that a lot as well.
Yeah, I can't. And Bray Wyatt, or not Bray Wyatt,
Bray Wyatt!
Braun Strowman.
Yes.
He has that all the time, and I don't know about you, Miguel, right? But I've got sensitive nipples, and the idea of something tugging at my nipple while I'm working... I can't fucking... Yeah, exactly. Like, oh my god, just fucking... Oh, I can't deal with it. I feel sick.
Fuck that. Like, if I was going to do a photo shoot and I'm wearing a singlet, right, because this isn't likely to happen, but I definitely make sure that my nips are either in or not pointy.
Yeah.
Or both.
Yes.
That would be like that would be my sort of clause.
Yeah, in many ways, that would be your philosophy.
Yeah, airbrush it out, or airbrush them to non-pointy, because if I was Kurt Angle looking at that screen, I wouldn't give a shit that I'm half balding, that I'm looking like a bit of a goof. I would just be mortified. I'm like, are those my nipples? Why aren't they where they're supposed to be?
Yeah, it's very, very poor.
Yeah, so Lawler said about the women's match, every mania needs puppies. Every wrestling show needs tits. Put that on the tagline. Why don't they do that?
And then the ladies triple threat, because every match needs tits.
Yeah. And then we cut to the Undertaker. Fucking... he's air punching.
Yeah, he's always... He's the best pure striker in the Fed, pal.
He looks like he's, like, taking some dank mushrooms and he's just punching, like... By the way, this isn't my experience. I'm not projecting. Well, now it sounds like I am projecting, but honestly, it looks like he's taking mushrooms and he's just punching away imps in his fucking mind. He's like,
Classic Undertaker.
Yeah. Mad love for him coming out, though. Mad respect after burying the man. He looks huge for some reason.
Yeah, he does. He looks kind of heavy.
Yeah, he looks. He's taking it easy before Mania.
Yeah.
So up next we have David Flair versus The Undertaker. Fuck me, David Flair's theme is generic.
Yeah, this is a waste of time. They get in the ring. David Flair appears to have an advantage early on. Taker starts to take control. Rick comes out with a steel chair and attacks the Undertaker. And then it's GG from there. Game over. That's it.
Yeah, I've got the first half of that and the last bit of that because I had a cut, and I legitimately thought I missed loads, but I checked the tracker at the bottom. I was like, it's been 42 seconds or something like that.
1 minute and 23 seconds that match ran for, and Taker won by disqualification.
So I'll take a 1, okay. So I was going to say David Flair technically as a victory over Taker. Fuck that.
As if.
So, yeah, up next is Triple H's retirement.
Yes.
This is it.
Triple
He's
H
going to retire.
Comes out and he says, I am the game. And then he retires.
I am retiring.
Yeah.
Bow down to the... Man, he just goes... That's it. End the show. Did you like that? He says something that's...
I know what he said. He comes out, he says, I'm here to announce that Chris Jericho did not get the job done. The game is forever. And then he says...
it. It's forever!
Jericho comes out with Steph then, and Steph is like, his quadricep is hanging on by a thread!
Dr. Andrews spoke to them. He was like, yo, he's hanging by... Like, if you so much as look at his thigh, he might fucking snap it.
Dude's gonna fall apart.
I will allow this man to compete. I fully give my doctors... stamp on that. No wonder CM Punk fucking sued them.
I know. Say my name when you come out to the ring, too.
Yeah.
Quote me on that.
Dr. Z-Pack over here.
And Triple H says, I don't care if it's my last match. I don't care if it's my last step. I don't care if it's my last damn breath. When I leave WrestleMania, whether I am walking out or whether I have to get rolled out of that arena, I will leave as the undisputed world champion.
That is money.
Yeah.
That is like, that dude was like, watch Braveheart, and he was like, I'm doing one of those. Even if has no fucking meaning, because, I probably should mention my dog because that just happened. No, don't worry about that. All about my thigh. But that is a money promo. Like,
I love Triple H. I think he is the fucking man, and seeing him deliver those lines was satisfying. I was like, hell fucking yeah.
If you're not pumped, I'm not saying this now because we all know the backstage shit, the good shit, the bad shit. Triple H is a very complex human being.
Check out our conspiracy episode.
Yes. But I think at this point, if you're a non-Smarky fan and you're watching this, and what I liked about Triple H, which can also be a little bit of his downfall, because depends what you're looking for in a sort of main eventer, he didn't do any jokes, he didn't do any comedy, he didn't do any cute little inside remarks this time. He didn't have a catchphrase, or I'm saying he's the game. He just straight up said, you fucking battered me and you try to put me out. I'm fine, or as close to fine as I can be, and I don't give a shit how fucked I am. I'm gonna get you.
Yeah. If it's my last damn breath, I am going to fuck you up.
Yeah. Buy the pay-per-view, basically.
Yeah.
Buy this pay-per-view. Should just come just around the bottom in sort of subtitles. So this irks Jericho and old Steph.
The big dumb idiot heel runs to the ring and gets knocked to the outside. Stephanie is also there. Triple H goes to pedigree her on the table, and then Jericho hits him in the leg with the belt and gives him the walls of Jericho on the table, which is way worse than getting it in the ring.
Hang on, though. Is this the infamous show where Steph's tits fall out?
No. Oh, it could... Well, yeah, I'd say it is. Because it was her ass in the Raw episode.
Yeah, because he pulls her by her trousers, yeah. And if this... Because, she was having a tough time staying in her clothes at the time.
At the hands of her husband.
Yeah, no less of real life. I remember, some weird, those, Angel Fire websites. Remember those?
Oh, yeah, I do.
And there will be some just dedicated to like times women wrestlers fell out of their clothes.
Dude,
those
websites still exist. But back in the day, 14-year-old, 13-year-old me was going through those websites, waiting for the pop-ups to fuck off.
Oh my god!
With the dial-up
fucking
connection and the
the picture, because it loads top down as well. So head. Oh, dude, like. Those websites still exist. It's called not Tinder. It's called it's called Reddit now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Type Reddit. Because I remember 2002 was a rough year for Steph and her maintaining her clothes. Have you ever heard of that guy who took a move from Zack Ryder and he was like fully nude? Like his jocks exploded.
No, I haven't.
Like they have the match was still televised. They cut it really well, but So Zack Ryder does his Look this up, everybody. Just Zack Ryder ECW versus some jobber. They have a match, and Zack Ryder's lying down in the corner of the ring, and he pulls the guy in. You know when they pull him in towards the ring post from the corner of the ring, he pulls him in. As he's pulling him in, he just like the fucking guy's underwear just explode, and he's like bollock naked in the ring, and Zack Ryder then goes to pin him.
Oh god!
Yeah, Jericho
he kicks out with his erection.
The boner kick out. Jericho dedicates like a whole chapter in his third book. He's got too many books, doesn't he?
He's got a lot of books. Yeah,
they're all really good.
He's a well accomplished author. Like it's actually crazy.
Yeah, his shit is very entertaining. But he talked about it. He said it was like both the funniest thing and the most embarrassing thing he's ever seen. And he said that like the guy hung around backstage and like kind of did the whole like, just laugh at me, I don't really care. And he was saying that like that is the most toughness I've ever seen, because you, mate, were just literally butt naked in front of 10,000 people, and the people backstage, and the boys in the locker room, and the announcers, and like think of everybody that would have seen that. And this guy's like, "Hey, it happens." It's like, wow, the mental toughness to deal with.
What a man!
I know, he's all man. So sorry. Back to this.
So there was Jericho on the table, and that being worse than in the ring, obviously.
Yeah, it's like when Paige did the Page Turner on top of the stairs.
Yeah.
Not there. But I kind of like this because this is a callback for when Triple H did Terror Squad.
Yeah.
And he asked Jericho to put him in the walls, and Jericho thought he said, "Kick me in the balls." And Jericho was very confused. He was like, "What?" It's a DQ. He's like, "Put me in the fucking walls." Kick me in the balls.
Imagine telling a man to do that.
Oh, dude, can you just nut me really fucking hard because I've torn my quads, so that I want that pain to go away. And I want fucking nuts to hurt. So did he talk about his quad this time? I think I actually told Nick now.
Okay, for real.
Oh, fuck.
Let's open WrestleMania with an announcement about my quad.
Yeah, fucking Taz takes off his sunglasses. I'm sorry to announce, fans, that Triple H has in fact torn his quad.
I'm sorry to announce, fans, that Triple H has been kicked in the balls.
He asked for it. So, yeah, there we go. WrestleMania. I believe they heard I think they mentioned the wires, didn't they? More than the dog and more than anything else this time. It was all about those wires. Those fucking tendons in Triple H's leg.
Yeah, that's right. That's all. The dog was completely forgotten about. It's all about the treads that are holding Triple H together. Why
is he like built out of fucking rope? Like, did someone knit Triple H's knee? Because if they did, Dr. Andrews should fuck off. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, bro, I knitted it, but just came apart." Like, when you have a jumper, you've got a thread hanging, and you pull it, and you basically just tear off an entire block. That's his leg.
For context, people, one of his legs is massive, and the other one is tiny.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
He hides it with denim, but we can see it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought both of these shows were far superior to No Way Out.
That show especially, that SmackDown was fantastic.
Didn't it just fly by? Like, it felt
Yeah,
like it
yeah.
fly for me.
That's because yours was glitched and it skipped a lot of the way, but yeah.
It literally flew by. Yeah, it fucking was broken up into bits. But either way, though, it was one of those shows where I wasn't really in the mood to kind of watch it. When I started watching, I just kind of to make myself get G'd up to watch it. But once I put it on, I was like, the fuck was I so worried about? This is amazing.
Yeah, it's great. It's really, really good.
Yeah, 2002 maybe wasn't so good for pay-per-views as we go into review WrestleMania, but it was great for the TV shows.
It really was, yeah. Like, I don't know, just any show that opens with RVD against Angle and has a promo like that from Triple H, it's great. Really, really good.
Yeah. It basically, they took out all your jobbers, all your nobodies, and you know, because on Raw you had Rikishi and you had that weird Mr. Perfect shit.
Yeah.
There was, you know, I guess DDP and Christian, as much as I like them both, they were very much in the bottom of the undercard or at the undercard. So yeah, they just kept it to a sort of an all-star preview of WrestleMania. Something noteworthy as well about this WrestleMania is that there's no hardcore or extreme rules or other than the no DQ, and that's at best a street fight. Like, that's the sort of vibe you're getting from it.
There is a hardcore match.
Oh, sorry, there is.
Yeah.
How can I forget the golden trash can?
Yes.
Makes a return. But you know what I mean? It wasn't heavily pushed in terms of the other end. It felt like a very straightforward WrestleMania with a lot of one-on-ones and I don't know, all the feuds I felt had good build. Again, last time we were talking about Lucy and the concrete block and the Rock being run over, but on this episode, it's like they went like, okay, that was just to get us here. Let's get rid of all that shit and let's just now put the show as straightforward as we can. Good guy, bad guy, good guy, bad guy. Pay us to watch this.
That's exactly it. Yeah, it actually felt like a very, very traditional WrestleMania in that sense. I'd love to hear from any listeners of ours who are just discovering this era for the first time and like what they think about how this went down. Like, was it a shock? Was it more well built than previous WrestleManias in real life? Like,
were you there?
Yeah.
Did you think, because of course this is the come down from 17, that even if this was the second greatest WrestleMania, you're still coming off after watching the greatest WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Or did you think it was going to be better? Any thoughts in general of things? Because obviously, like, I'm sure that a lot of people don't like babyface Triple H.
Yeah, I would imagine so, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if a lot of people would have been like, yeah, that was a bit of a heelish promo, you know, a bit of a cunty, sort of like, you know, I don't know, you know, people make of it what they will, but yeah. Would you rate that one? How many beautiful people do you give that one?
I would give that like 9 beautiful people.
A group of any 9.
A group of any 9 select beautiful people.
I too would give a high 9. An RVD 9 beautiful people. That is too many jokes rolled into one.
It is. It is. But it is certainly a 9 beautiful people out of 10. Really good. What do you think is the best theme music of the night?
Ooh, theme music of the night. I thought it was it's kind of an obvious one, but I really, really like the NWO theme.
Yeah, that's
like.
I'd probably go with like Maven's actual song.
Yes, and that.
And NWO is great to hear as well.
David Flair's a close second. I urge anyone and everyone, look up David Flair's Titantron and look up his theme. Have you been on MS Paint before? Because if you have, this will be eerie, and it will remind you of a lot of times you two were on writing your name on MS Paint and maybe slap it on MSN. And yeah, trust me, it was fucking amazing. But yeah, that's that.
That is that.
So yeah, thank everybody for listening. Should I plug now?
Should we just tell people that if they review, because we always let the announcer guy do this, but to add a personal touch, if you guys are interested in owning the only WWP T-shirt in the world, go on
I don't
to.
even have one.
Yeah, no, neither of us have one.
And we work here.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, what the fuck? Our merch department has a lot to answer for. That's all I'm gonna say. But
you guys don't get one. The listeners get some. It's actually kind of nice.
It's really nice. Well, and they only get one. There is only one.
Yes.
So what you need to do is click the link in the description to the iTunes page for WWP, leave a rating and leave a review, and take a screenshot while you're doing it, and then send it to us. You can send it to us whatever way you want. Email, Twitter, fucking like Gaiazo it. Like
DM us. You can fax us. You
phone
can
us.
smoke signal it. I mean,
Pigeon
whatever
carrier,
way.
Anything really, we'll accept. And when we have a winner, we will contact you and ask you for your T-shirt size. So.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's a nice T-shirt. I've seen it. I think it's a nice T-shirt, or hat, or perhaps mug, or socks. I think they're all very nice, to be honest. I wish I had one.
Yeah,
I do. But yeah, if you want to follow us on Twitter, we are at WWP Slam. If you want to follow us on Facebook, just search for What Wrestling Podcast. Pretty sure there's not a lot of other pages called that, and it'll be the same thing. You'll find us there.
Everything will be linked in the description too. So
yeah, and on Instagram, the What Wrestling Podcast as well, for great banter and sort of show-related content.
Yes, hell yes.
But yeah, so nothing left to say, but see y'all at WrestleMania 18.
Yeah, slam the like button.
Slam it. Slam that slammy button on the slam meter. Yeah?
Peace out.
Yeah, we're on the road to WrestleMania, so see you in Canada.
Big ups to my boys Limp Bizkit.
The world's favorite band. Saliva!
Yeah.
Alright, peace out.
Awesome.